Good morning, sir. I am Neilsheena Prantar, and I am going to answer all these following questions provided for the final requirement. So, first question: what is peace? So, peace is basically the absence of war or direct violence. And if we define peace positively, it is all about equality or the absence of exploitation. And in order to achieve that kind of definition of peace, we need to, of course, be in harmony with God, harmony with the self, harmony with others, and harmony with the nature. First is the harmony of God, which is the most important because it is the foundation of our peace. As God is love, and it is love and compassion which will bring us to a better relationship with ourselves, with the other people, and in the environment where we live in. Harmony with the self. It is being physically, mentally, psychologically, and mentally healthy in order to have a peace, well-being, and relaxed state of mind. This translates to a feeling of calmness and relaxation, allowing us to be comfortable by being with ourselves. Harmony with others, it is being cooperative, supportive, and contented to the other people in our society. Harmony with others can also be achieved if we get to be more understanding and if we accept the different cultures of the people in our society and recognizing it rather than discriminating and oppressing the other people. Lastly is the harmony with nature. It is all about being conscious and aware of our actions to the nature, because by doing so we can prevent ourselves from doing harmful activities that can disrupt the environment. Because if we abuse the environment, it could worsen or it would lead to a poorer living environment that would lead to a chaotic space for us, which can affect our personal peace. In addition to defining peace, I personally define peace as quiet, tranquility, calmness, and it is your own solitude. I find peace when no one's around, when the room is quiet, when I am alone with my own thoughts, and where I am free from disturbance. That is where I am most comfortable and most at peace. We all have kind of definition of peace and what peace is for us and how do we define peace. But for me, it is all about plain quietness. The second question is, what are your thoughts and views about the cultural differences and diversity? So the diverse cultures and its differences defines the uniqueness of the norms, the lifestyle, the backgrounds, the traits, and personalities of the people in our society. And because of their uniqueness, we tend to get culture shock about the other cultures because we are not familiar with it. And diba, sometimes if we are unfamiliar to other cultures, we tend to like judge them. Kasi nganong yan man siya, nganong anak man ilang kinaya, nganong anak man lang ginabuhat pagmukaon, or nganong lahi ramang kay sa ato. We tend to ask a lot of those questions, and which is not right and which is very ignorant. So rather than discriminating, judging, and being so ignorant about the other people's cultures, I think it is best if we foster respect and be more open-minded to its uniqueness, because in that way we can learn the cultures from one another that would bring ourselves together, expanding knowledge and sharing ideas about each other's histories and values. Third, how can we prevent conflict and violence? So for me, I think the best way to really prevent conflict and violence is by having a good communication. You need to address the issue, respect the other people's viewpoints, and understand it. And also by knowing the root causes of that problem, because by knowing the real reason behind it, we can now find ways on how to properly resolve that issue before it becomes a conflict and violence. And the last question would be, how would you respond to conflict? I personally tend to disassociate myself. I use avoidance and self-isolation as my coping mechanism. Because for me, I believe that arguing takes so much effort, it takes so much time and emotions to the other person, which I don't have as of the moment. And there are a lot of conflict that just doesn't make sense at all, and it's not worth of your time. So I think prioritizing your inner peace by not arguing and also protecting your mental health is the most important, and it's the most important rather than responding to some petty conflicts. I tend to move forward and work on my progress and thrive in silence rather than giving into the arguments, especially if it's not my fault. But if it's my fault, I compromise. I ask for the forgiveness of other person. I humble myself. I ask for apologies, and if it's their fault, also I take apologies, because we hate conflicts, and it is best if we resolve it or avoid it, whatever kind of response, as long as it protects your inner peace and it doesn't disrupt your mental health. What are the lessons I have learned in FPE 101? So in this subject, it taught me the difference and diversity of other religions and how their beliefs and values differ from one another. And second, it taught me the concept of peace, that there can be negative peace and positive peace. And what are the things you have to do in order to attain that peace, which is you have to be in harmony with yourself, with God, with others, and the environment. Third, I've learned how to resolve conflicts and what are the different approach in resolving such conflicts and violence. And another thing that I have learned in this subject are the factors that may distract your peace, which can be your anxiety, financial problems, and some sort of things. And lastly, I've learned about how important and relevant is having peace education in our system.